Ever wonder why some of the most terrifying stories today don't come from ancient ruins or forgotten villages, but from comment sections, anonymous forums, and late-night scrolling sessions where reality feels thinner with every refresh? Because in the digital age, fear didn't disappear, it evolved. And before we dive deeper, welcome to True Terrifiles Official, where we investigate the most unsettling mysteries, true-style horror, and modern legends shaping our collective nightmares. So if you're drawn to unexplained stories, digital myths, and chilling investigations, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because tonight we're tracing the birth of digital folklore, a new kind of urban legend forged not by campfires, but by keyboards, screens, and anonymity, beginning in the early internet era, where message boards, chat rooms, and image boards allowed stories to spread without faces, names, or accountability, creating the perfect environment for horror to thrive. As chain emails warned readers not to break the cycle or face dire consequences, early forums blurred fiction and confession, and users began presenting stories as found files or true accounts, triggering a powerful psychological response where readers weren't sure if they were consuming fiction or forbidden knowledge. And this uncertainty became the backbone of digital dread, as fear traveled faster than verification, evolving with every repost, rewrite, and comment, transforming storytelling into a living organism shaped by collective belief, rather than a single author laying the foundation for something far more disturbing than traditional ghost stories, because online horror didn't ask you to believe, it dared you to doubt. What makes a story so disturbing that it lingers in your mind long after the screen goes dark? And why do certain internet legends feel more real than horror movies? With massive budgets, the answer lies in the anatomy of creepypasta, a uniquely digital form of folklore engineered for virality and unease, built on minimalism, ambiguity, and emotional relatability, where narrators often sound unreliable, fragmented, or deeply personal, drawing readers into an intimate psychological space, as if they've stumbled upon something they were never meant to see. And stories like Jeff the Killer or Ben Drowned didn't rely on graphic detail, but on suggestion, distortion, and corrupted familiarity, turning childhood games, photos, or ordinary faces into sources of dread, while the found footage style presentation mimicked real digital artifacts, like glitching images, corrupted files, or archived forum posts, exploiting our instinct to trust digital evidence. And because these stories were constantly rewritten, debated, and expanded by communities, they never truly ended, allowing each reader to become both audience and contributor, strengthening emotional investment. And this participatory horror model is what separated creepypastas from traditional fiction, making them feel alive, adaptive, and dangerously close to reality, especially when consumed alone, late at night, with nothing but the glow of a screen and the unsettling sense that someone else might be reading along with you. Few digital legends demonstrate the power of internet folklore more clearly than Slender Man, a faceless figure that began as a fictional Photoshop creation and rapidly evolved into a global phenomenon that escaped the screen and entered real-world consciousness, fueled by mystery, adaptability, and the internet's hunger for collaborative myth-building, where forums, videos, fake documentaries, and role-play accounts added layers of lore without ever confirming what was true, creating a shared hallucination shaped by collective imagination. And the fear of Slender Man wasn't just about the entity itself, but about what it represented. The idea that something fictional could gain psychological weight through repetition and belief. eventually leading to real-world consequences that forced society to confront the ethical and psychological impact of digital folklore, revealing how anonymity and virality can amplify fear faster than logic can contain it. And this moment marked a turning point where internet horror was no longer dismissed as harmless fiction, but recognized as a powerful cultural force capable of shaping behavior, belief, and perception, reminding us that the scariest monsters are often the ones we build together. Why does an empty hallway, flickering lights, or a yellow office space with no windows feel more terrifying than a haunted house? And why do digital spaces like the Backrooms resonate so deeply with modern audiences? The answer lies in liminal horror, the fear of in-between places that feel familiar yet wrong. Tapping into our subconscious discomfort with endless repetition, isolation, and lack of purpose, as the Backrooms emerged from a single image and expanded into a vast collaborative mythos where rules were unclear, exits uncertain, and entities rarely seen but deeply felt. Reflecting modern anxieties about endless digital spaces, algorithmic loops, and the feeling of being lost inside systems we don't fully understand. And unlike traditional monsters, the horror here isn't confrontation, it's disorientation, where escape feels impossible not because of physical barriers, but because the environment itself refuses to make sense, mirroring the experience of scrolling endlessly through content without resolution, making the Backrooms one of the most psychologically accurate horror metaphors of the internet age. As we move deeper into an era dominated by artificial intelligence, deepfakes, and algorithm-generated content, the future of digital folklore becomes even more unsettling, because when images, voices, and entire narratives can be fabricated convincingly, the line between reality and fiction grows dangerously thin, creating fertile ground for new legends that won't just be read but experienced, personalized, and indistinguishable from truth, forcing audiences to question not just what they fear, but what they trust. And as viewers, participants, and storytellers, we now share responsibility in how these myths evolve, making critical thinking as essential as curiosity. Because digital folklore isn't just entertainment, it's a reflection of our collective anxieties, shaped by technology, isolation, and the unknown. And here at True Terrifiles Official, we'll continue exploring these shadows, documenting the stories that haunt the internet's darkest corners. So if this investigation unsettled you, sparked curiosity, or made you rethink what you consume online, stay connected, subscribe, and remember, the next legend isn't waiting in the dark, it's already loading on your screen.